My name is Rhapsody and welcome back to Monster Train 2, Destiny of the Railforged. We're here to play the Wurmkin clan as our primary clan. I'll leave the second as random. It's possible it draws Railforged, we'll see. Spine Chief is our leader though. It does not! Ooh! Ooh. This seems interesting. So, Wurmkin. Wurmkins start with a Wormtooth relic. Clan starter cards are infused. One card in each draft pack will also be infused. An infused card gives the current floor it is played on 1 gem. And then you spend those gems for extra effects on other things. Fracture. Charged Echoes and Reap. Let's go over these keywords. So infused, this card is infused. Gives you the gems that I spoke about not moments ago. Charged Echoes. Add gems, echoes I guess, by playing infused cards. The worm can use those to power their abilities. Gems can exceed the capacity, but excess gems will be removed at the end of the turn. And then Reap says, unit takes 1 damage per stack of gem after combat ends. Does not decrease. Which makes sense, because it just goes to another floor which might not have as many gems. And then we've also got all these eager conscripts in the base deck as well. Bogworm's Growth is going to be giving us additional capacity. We've got 2 copies of Hosting Kin, a Wurmkin card, 0 cost to consume. Retreat an enemy unit. Well, retreat a unit, could be one of yours. And deal 13 damage the same. 2 copies of Proliferate in the base deck for propagating. And then the Amorous Inoki. When you rally, gain regen 1 and apply 1 health to all friendly units. I'm pretty sure Spine Chief is 3. Yeah, 3 size. So currently it's bottom line, Amorous Inoki, Spine Chief, and then just drop the Eager Conscripts in front. Let's have a look at our champion upgrade lines first. We have the Decayer, an Inspire trigger, which occurs when you gain gems on the floor once per gem. So if you gain 3 gems at the same time, it still triggers 3 times. Apply Reap to enemy units. Nice. Good AoE. All I have to do is have some infusion available for that. Versus Spine Chief. Friendly units have +5 damage per gem. I'll take the Decayer. Ooh. Manifold Mirror. The first room card played each battle is played to all floors. Versus Wanderer Talisman. At the start of the turn, friendly units gain 5/5. They're the only friendly unit on the floor. Given we're going to be, spawning troops, I'm not really going to have 1 unit on the floor commonly. So I'll take the Manifold Mirror and try and make that work best it can for us. Yeah. Build up Charged Echoes to empower Wurmkin spells and units on that floor. Echoes that exceed the available capacity will disappear at the end of the turn, and you play infused cards to add the capacity to that floor. Yeah. Okay, that's literally just the stuff I said. Spine Chief has got a decent amount of HP here at 51. That's actually really high for a tier 1 champion right now. With 20 damage as well. Nice. Alright. Conscripts. And we've already got Reap 4 and 2 gems, so we'll be dealing 8 damage to the Ominous Acolyte in the backline. Add a Fracture and a Hosting Kin to that. Spear Steward just to collect the Collector on the next floor, and then the single Fracture is enough to immediately have all of you taking a bunch of damage. Because I've already got a bunch of Charged Echoes on this floor, so single Fracture just triggers the Inspire, giving Reap to the enemies, as well as additional Reap to 1 unit, and 2 Reap now does 8 damage. I'll Fracture first. Fracture? No, I'll Eager Conscript first, then Proliferate, because it proliferates the Reap as well. Nice. Yeah, this is going to be really comfortable for a while. I wonder if, just based off of the strength of my units here, if I should go to the Merchant of Arms in the second ring. just because it could be a really good time to pick up a room, make it deployable, and then just go from there. Oh. New keyword, extract. Extract. Use a gem from the floor. It is part of the cost of the card. You can't play the card without it. Gem. An echo. A charged echo. Sorry. This is extract 1 to apply 15 health for 0 cost. It itself is also an infused card, so it'll cost 1 and give you 1. There's also Echo Transfer, Extract 2 to apply 15 damage, also 0 cost, and Bounding Echoes. 0 cost, consume to apply infused cards in hand. I'm going to take the Echo Infusion because, like, I don't want too many additional health things, but given that this is infused and gives additional health, it will also trigger our Inspire, because it extracts, but it also infuses. So I think it's really good just for the survivability of the bottom line. Well, do I need additional survivability on that bottom line? Maybe that's the thing that I need the least with the whole Amorous Inoki situation we're doing down there. What are we going to do in the second ring? I love a Wurmkin banner next to a Merchant of Steel there. Makes it very easy to take that and then jump on over to the Merchant of Arms. I'll still take the Infusion. Oh. I mean, Infectory is... well, it is a room. It would be on all floors, but do I really want spawn 1 whenever a unit without troop dies on all floors? I do want it on the bottom floor. Say that. Lone Coat, Green Recruits. We are getting additional capacity after every battle, so Green Recruit is theoretically viable. Just after I get 2 additional capacity on the bottom line. Yeah. I like Green Recruit, especially if I'm about to go to a Merchant of Steel. Because I can make it endless. Oh boy. Wurmkin banner. First up, First of Kin. 2 Ember, 3 size. It has an etch trigger. Which, by the way, thank you for mentioning this, Large Goblin, in the previous, in the comments of the previous episode. The game was also patched at the same time as this giant update, and one of the patches is that winged clippings, which is 50% of the time when you play a consume card, discard it instead of consuming it, that now does trigger etch. God, I'm so glad to see that happening at the same time as Wurmkin comes into the game, because they were the original progenitors of the etch keyword, right? So I'm so glad to see that cleared. Oh, beautiful. And we also have Shard Soul Carver. 1 Ember, 2 size, Inspire to gain 3 damage and armor 3. I really like Shard Soul Carver. I think that would be a great additional unit to throw on the bottom line when I have the additional capacity for it. Hell, there's even a possibility that I split out Spine Chief to another floor. Give me the Shard Soul Cleaver. I'm going to endless the Green Recruit. I'm going to hold my money here because I really don't think I need to spend any of it. And I want to try and go Manifold and then Deployable Room with that. Pyre Dampener, I spend 2 energy in the deployment phase, and then I'm pretty much good for the rest of the match. Oh, we did get additional capacity on the bottom line. Hell yeah. I mean, it may not end up being relevant here, but still. So we can see here, by the way, a mechanic that's worth exploring for a second. Charged Echoes. I have 0. This card has Extract 1, but it also has Infused, and the Infused text is first, which means I can play this with 0. It will give me the gem, and then it will take it away. That'll do. Gotta use Hosting Kin on the top line. Then... oh, save the HP. I mean, we won a lot less comfortably there than I would have thought. After combat ends is when Reap deals the damage, so it's not really gonna impact anything. It was just the Inspire triggers on the card, Shartal Carver that really changed anything there. Which means... Can I save 1 HP here? No, I don't think so, because next turn I've got the Green Recruit, I won't be able to play it. This thing goes up, it's got damage shield, it's got 5 more armor every round. Yeah, I think I just take the 1 damage here and just watch the round end rather than try and save 1 HP. Ooh. Shelter. 1 Ember consume. Apply armor 2 per charged echo to friendly units. Pretty happy about that. I like the ability to give defense to backline units. Amorous and Noki's already doing that, and Shartal Carver is doing it to itself, so it's less important here. Bogfly. 0 Ember 1 size. Non-deployable unit. Plus 8 damage per charged echo. It also has the ability of Echo Flight. Every 2 turns, it extracts 1 in order to move to a targeted location on any floor. So you can move this to your overstacked floor, which actually is very appealing right now. And then Proclamation, 0 Ember, infused, attuned. So 5 times the impact from magic power. Deal 80 damage to the front enemy unit. It also has extract 2. I think Proclamation also makes a lot of sense for us, just because, like, we're gonna soon have, like, 180 health enemy frontliners. Bogfly is really good. I want to do Bogfly because if I'm doing Inspire, I'm doing like get as many charged echoes as I can on the bottom floor, and if I'm doing that, then the Bogfly becomes pretty powerful down there. I guess the main problem with the Bogfly is wherever I play it, I then also have to generate a gem to be an echo. I gotta stop myself from saying gem before it becomes part of my just standard patter. It gets stuck. Gotta get a charged echo on another floor before it. Give me Proclamation first. Ooh. Long code. Great piece of equipment. I'm not ignoring it. It's very good and I like it a lot. Spawning Pods, also a very good card. Here we have Inhale, 1 Ember infused. Deals 10 damage and slay, spawn 2. Gotta do that. If I can give this holdover and some additional damage so that by the time I get to Chosen of Entropy, I can use it to take down all of the Silence Hymnists, I'd be pretty happy about that. Smash the bombs. Huh. I think Void Armament's actually a pretty safe play on Shartal Carver. Not only is it defended by, you know, theoretically a stack of troops and then also the Spine Chief, but also you're defended by your own armor, so basically I have to lose all of my important units before you can die, which means I'm probably losing that fight anyway. I like the idea of Void Armament there. Well, this is weird. I've got my copy available here. Use the mirror to copy a card once, or use it to its limit and copy a card 5 times. I don't want 5 copies of Green Recruit Endless, because then the only card I ever draw is Green Recruit, and also how do I get them all to die? That said, a second copy of it? I could come around on that, I think. I could also go for a second copy of an infused Inhale. Doesn't seem a bad pickup. I don't need another Echo Infusion. It's between those two. I think I go infused Inhale, have a little bit more directed damage right now. Yeah. Yeah, because ultimately, the first Endless Green Recruit is far better than the second one, is far better than the third one, is far better than the fourth and fifth and sixth. Nice. I'm so glad it actually copies the Infuse as well. I wanted to make sure of that. So Zone of Silence. Grant silence to non-boss enemy units. I could have that available on every floor. It doesn't really make me more powerful. Bloodthirsty Blade. The equipment gains 1 damage permanently per slay. The only problem is we don't really have units that are going to be slaying consistently. So even though this is a really early Bloodthirsty Blade, I think by the end of the run, I probably end up getting this 20 damage. Like, you want a sweeper or a multi-striker or something like that to really set it up. I'm leaning towards take Void Armament roll. Grow Room. All units propagate 1 at the end of combat, and also, I would love it if you did that on every floor. Beautiful. All units propagate 1 is enemies as well, and boss enemies. Oh, you're kidding me! We got both of the initial capacity on the bottom line? It randomly adds that capacity. So the fact that it's chosen the bottom line, you know, once, that's 1 in 3. Second time, still the bottom line again, 1 in 9. And this is the best case scenario for me because now, Amorous Inoki, Shard Soul Carver, Spine Sheath, Grow Room. They're just going to be propagating regen constantly. Beautiful. I mean, I really want to use Inhale on the bottom line, so I'm going to skip the Void Armament, but it's okay. I also really need to build up my floor capacity. Yeah, that got pretty ridiculous down there pretty quickly. I've got a 5 stack of troops. All of the enemies died just from straight up casts. Drop a single Echo Infusion here, then Vengeful Shard away. I don't really want to sap a bunch of my units consistently if I can avoid it. Yeah, we can take that. Not thrilled about the enemy popping my fungi stack to the back, but that's okay. It could be worse. Woof. There's only 3 damage from that Chosen Shield Bearer being on the top line anyway, so I'm not too worried about that. I'm really worried about these saps on the bottom line, though. I do think my regen just gets me straight over the line. Yeah. We regen straight past the damage of the enemy multiple times here. Yeah, we're okay. We're A-okay. I'll tell you what we don't need is capacity. Mitosis count. Oh! Great Decay. So Great Decay turns all of your cards into consume cards, and obviously Wurmkin has Etch synergy. Not that I currently have that Etch synergy on me, but I see where it comes from. How much do I want a mitosis? I don't really want to use it at all. Can't be equipped to cardless units, so I can't even use it on my... No, wait, I can use it on my stack. My fungis aren't cardless. Right? Deadly Variant applies decay equal to sap. No. 5 times sap, even. No, still. Great Decay would end up removing all of my infused, but it would also move us through the deck very quickly and set up for consume synergy. I'm leaning Mitosis Cap because of the infusion, but I think that's probably wrong. But, Shaltol Carver, how soon am I actually going to increase your power? Because I haven't really hit a Merchant of Steel. Whoa! Disgusting. My next Merchant of Steel is in high heaven. So it's going to be a long time until I actually get solid upgrades on a unit that makes me want to dupe it into the deck with the Mitosis Cap. So I'm going to take the Great Decay instead. Well, there's the Etch trigger if we want it. Moral Mistress. And she's infused. Etch to apply Decay 8 to enemy units. It's also Kinhost Vessel, 1 Ember 1 size, Shell 8. And then the keyword Hatch. Shell. At the end of the turn, remove echoes from the floor to remove shell from the front unit with shell. When all shell is removed, the unit will hatch. And hatch. Once all shell is removed, the unit dies, triggering its hatch ability. Also dies, importantly. Apply the egg upgrades, egg units upgrades, equipment, and stat changes to the summoned unit. And the Kinhost Pupa that comes out of this is a 2 size with armor 20, multi-strike 2, and on strike, it applies Reap 1 to enemy units. At end of turn. So at end of combat, Reap deals damage, and then at end of turn, Shell removes echoes. Maybe Kinhost Vessel's the pickup. That said, Moral Mistress, obviously ridiculous damage here. We have a lot of consume cards already in the base deck. 2 Hosting Kins, 2 Proliferates, obviously the Great Decay. I think I really do want to bias towards new cards if I can. I know it's not new, it's from MT1, but like, it's new to MT2. My deployment energy currently requires 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, we covered on that. It's got to be draw. Merchant of Magic with an Empyrean Well. I'm really gonna need to know what I want to upgrade before I go over that. Intrinsic on Great Decay would be nice, because then I just go through the first cycle ridiculously. Especially with that extra draw. Merchant of Trinkets, maybe, instead, though? Because, like, I can get possibly up to 2 trinkets, but with the Merchant of Magic, I'm basically getting, like, 1 or 2 upgrades and then a dupe. Also, the next Merchant of Trinkets doesn't look especially good to go to. Doesn't it? Well, it depends on how much money I have, I guess. Alright, Merchant of Magic, you got me. Hold over. Hold over. So Spell Chain, definitely very, very good. I'm going to go hold over Inhale with plus 10 damage for the reasons I said. Yeah, you remember the reasons? Ages ago, there were some reasons for that. Consume Fracture? Yeah. I have enough ways to give my enemies Reap. I would rather just play that card without too much of a cost. Now, the whole Empyrean Well situation becomes a lot harder because of the Dupe I selected, or rather because of the upgrades I selected, Inhale doesn't really want to be held over twice. Alright, this time I'm going to dupe a green recruit. Also our Lightforged. Ooh, the Infector on strike. Gain a gem. No, decay a 2, please. We have enough ways to inspire. Give them all multi-strike if I... Give it even to the boss. Oh, another capacity! Wait. What? Oh, okay, no, it was just showing... Right, the additional capacity went to the top floor last time. I was like, ooh. Are we living in the 1 of 27 reality? Where I also get to play the Kinhost Peeper on the bottom floor this turn? Gonna be nice. I mean, maybe I should even. Yeah, screw it, let's do it. You should take 3 damage at the end of combat. But you're not. Okay. Oh, that's really annoying. It means the shell is actually removing before end of combat. So end of turn occurs before end of combat. I guess, yeah, because it's your enemy's turn, and then combat occurs in the enemy's turn. Well, that makes the shell bottom line plan much worse. Yeah, that's gonna be a problem. I feel like I probably need to completely change my setup. Inhale on top lane. Make a conscript. Wait, hang on. I don't even need to do the second one because the proclamation will already be paid for by the first. So it's inhale up here, then proclamation. Great. Saved a bunch of damage right there. Oh boy. Oh, you're kidding me. Bottom line needs so much help. Oh boy. Oh boy. Consume him. Claim him? Green recruit. I mean, at least they've got Reap, and then when they go to the next floor, they'll still take the damage, so they will die on the next floor, but like... Oh, disgusting. Oh, the damage. I can't even really add enough Reap to prevent that. Oh, boy. That's some damage. At least you are below the threshold of 50, so I'll only have to take 24 damage to you. Oh, right, of course, actually, it's 33 damage because of the harvests they get on that floor. Still haven't hatched the shell. Okay. It's not reasonable. Now that I know that the shell is going to remove all of my AoE damage from the bottom line, you know what? I think I'm not going to do that, actually. I think that's maybe a really, 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 really bad idea. Alright. I'll just figure out a way to support you later. There has to be a way to free up another card to be able to play on the bottom line here. It's like top line definitely needs to go Inhale and Proclaim. 777, so you will take out... Yeah. The Fungi fully, and then the Green Recruit, and then the Green Recruit stack will finish you off. Leaving me the ability to put a single recruit on the bottom line, taking out all of the back line from the enemies, which is definitely important. Yeah, I gotta put some extra damage on that. Thank heck for regen. Just enough to take out the top liner. right. Reap occurs after combat ends. Combat's not going to end on that line forever. Just going to make sure this wouldn't... Oh, it doesn't actually change anything about the numbers. Yeah, they probably kill all of my units before I can really do anything about them. Etch is really bad for the Relentless phase. I gotta keep that in mind considering how much of my damage is based on Etch. I think my only play is make a giant troop stack on the top line and hope that's enough to take out Corrin by itself. Well. Well, now, I don't think that will win. And I also don't think this deck has a different version of it where it can... Oh, gosh. Is this going to be my curse? I have to lose a run with something before I can then go, oh, okay, well, maybe something else needs to happen. I guess I relied too much, too early on my damage coming from Reap. And obviously, like, we get fewer Inspire triggers on the bottom line, although we're only now in our second deck cycle, but obviously we have no cards. I didn't think I was this weak, to be honest. I thought I was a lot stronger than this. Well. Time to do it again. I'm not even going to give you time to show me that I didn't even reach past level 1. Valkyrie Shifting Pyre. Kinhost Vessel, yay! We'll start with you. 2 copies of Shelter as well. Hello, Dropping's not thrilled about that. All drafted cards start with an upgrade. Sure. On to Bloom phase. Discard any number of cards and draw that many. Cleansing Water. 50% chance to remove all buff effects from enemies when they enter. I'll take the Judge's Scales out of those. Corruptor Infector. I think I just take Infector here so that I can try and use that to give me the ability to actually hatch my Kinhost. And I need to figure out my scaling to be much faster, much more quickly. You're kidding me. Wait, I can play the Brimmed Mole with nothing, right? Yeah, good. Okay, at least I get the infuse out of it. Yeah, look, I might have forgotten. It's fine. I still want to give them the Reap each so that on the next floor, with a single floor capacity, it can clear them. There you go. Woohoo! I'm gonna get a hatch this turn. Get him, Kinho's Pupa! Oh my god, it's 2 multi-strike, of course, which is 3 strikes. And now you're going to be reaping. Yeah, when this thing dies, it doesn't... Yeah, it's not an extinguish trigger, it's a hatch trigger. There's no way that I can get more from it. But here we can see, if I can hatch the Kinho's Pupa, well... the math changes. Forgotten trade. 2 Ember equipment infused gives Ember Drain 2 and Revenge gain an Echo. It's also infused. I mean, I really want it. I really, really, really want it. Shelter with Intrinsic also not bad. Echo Snare is consumed to apply 5 Reap to enemy units for 0 cost. Courtesy of the Ember Stone, or maybe it's 0 cost by default. I'm still taking the Forgotten Trade. Moldova, and it's got infused. Okay, well, I might actually start reforming some units. I'm going all over on the Merchant of Steel here. Dualisson. I mean, there's no way Dualism doubles the shell count. No, it doesn't. But it will apply this Dualism to the unit that pops out. Because the egg unit upgrades get given to the summoned unit, which means the Kinho's Pupa would summon with on strike, apply Reap 2 to enemy units. It's not actually that big, but it's nice. I do think Quick should be the bias for that, though. God, I don't really have a unit that wants to wear Burnout right now. Right, probably should have looked at this first. Dualism on a first of kin who does not have anything that's affected by that. Or Shard Soul Carver. Yours is an inspiration trigger. You don't actually need the echoes to stay on the floor. So we take Shard Soul Carver. Dualism would give you more armor though. So you're a much more defensive unit for the bottom line. I feel like I'm going to need additional capacity on the bottom line. Shells removed from the front friendly unit. So yeah, I definitely don't want 2 shell units unless I have like ridiculous echo generation. I think I hold my money here as well. I'm not thrilled to see this Mark of Invasion here. I really want the money though. Oh no, because the Fracture is going to have to target one of my own units. It doesn't decrease. Yeah, that's a really bad idea. Woof. I'm trying a completely different setup. Maybe my mistake here is not giving myself enough time for my Actually, because I can't even blame my infused reaps anyway. Oh, but I wouldn't have even known if they were supposed to be infused reaps or just like, you know, primitive molds or whatever. So something more like this, I guess. I'm gonna burn shelter so I don't draw it. I legitimately think I'm probably best served by trying to get this to hatch as quickly as I can. That'll do it. Right? Yeah. It has to. But the kin host does not show. It showed an exclamation mark and now it's not. Okay, no, it worked. It works. At least I can take down the 11 damage on the top line. Unfortunately, 6 is still going to go up. I'm so glad to see we win the fight. Get him. Legitimately get him. Intrinsic Echo Infusion. No, if it had the infuse keyword as well, maybe. Shelter, 0 cost, it infuses then consumes. I think so. Drip Ball Spell Chain Infuse. That's a lot of days. Although Molten Encasement with Reanimate by default's pretty nice. Only problem with that being Molten Encasement gets hit and then it's in stealth, so it can't then trigger its Reanimate unless it takes damage from a different source. I'm going to take the Drip Ball. I think that'll help us a bit more. Maybe even we can Drip Ball our Shard Soul Carver down onto the same floor as the rest of our stuff. Try and buff it that way. I feel like I do need the Pyromanes. Like Archeon's Rage Mode, which can be pretty annoying, but I've got a Drip Ball, which is going to be really helpful with that. A lot of our spells don't have good upgrade trees. I'll take the Merchant of Arms. Weapon Cage. I do have equipment. I also only have 4 deployment. So getting that Forgotten Trade out on the first turn is probably one of the most powerful things I'm capable of doing right now. My main problem with it is that Weapons Cache and then Deployable Upgrade, and then I get Meat Shield, assuming I only have 2 units that get played on the same floor. like either Spine Chief and Kinhost or Spine Chief and Shard Soul. So I'm only going to get 2 weapons out of it. One of it, 2 equipment rather. One of them is going to be the Forgotten Trade, 0 costed. I think the other one shouldn't be Meat Shield because both Meat Shield and Forgotten Trade want to go on our frontliner, which would be Spine Chief at the time. So I'll take Weapons Cache. I won't make it deployable yet. Hall of Mirrors, were you changed? Because it says when you play a unit, and I think it used to say when you summon a unit. Yeah, and it even still has summon, the keyword referenced here. I don't like this at all, but in order to prevent us from not having done anything with the turn, I think I should take the Bloodthirsty Blade. It's early enough, and we do have a unit that'll be able to utilize it. How many rares? Oh, 0. That's unfortunate. Romichelle is probably the best choice here, then. Especially because one imagines it... I mean, you know, Shard Soul Carver gets a lot of damage out of it. 60 additional damage. Well, not 60, because 10 of it's from the base, so 40 additional damage out of it. And Kinhost, one imagines, gets a full additional 60, and has Multi-Strike to carry it. Bosses having Mute 3 is really nice, but I do... I'm scared. I'm scared from the last run. I do need the damage. Yeah, basically whatever infuses are available, I'll go for. Oh gosh, the Kinos Pupa. It's already broken out. Oh, that's beautiful. This is actually slightly awkward. I think the best play here is to Dripfall Archeon past both of our floors so it doesn't see any of the unit deaths and doesn't gain any rage from Siphon. And then, how much do I care about my holdover Moldover? Gets me Kinhost Vessel. Look, it's not great, but it'll do. It's just a damage unit on the bottom line, and having something to consistently reform is going to be nice. Okay, I don't think it's as valuable as burning out a Castle Blade. Ooh, that Bloodthirsty Blade's getting damage. Well, looks like we'll be losing the Spine Chief. Oh, it's going to be literally all the rage we gave Archeon doing it. Plate armor to this floor. Oh, wow. Perfect double drip ball timing. Bring back the spine sheath. Woo! Oh, intent on death that doesn't consume. Well, I'd have to find a card to use it. Wurmkin Spike. X-Cost already with Permafrost on it. Ooh, for an X-Cost, that's lovely. Infuse, consume, Permafrost, apply 6, X plus 1, reap to enemy units. Yeah. That's pretty fun. Right? Shard Soul Carver being one size means I would be able to put Spine Sheath, Shard Soul Carver, and Kinhost Vessel all on the same floor. Yeah. I will need to go additional capacity to be able to do so, but I think that overstack is really going to help us. Because then we can trigger both of the Inspires for the Shard Soul Carvers at the same time as we're triggering the hatching of the Kinhost. Also, actually, it means I can put 2 more pieces of equipment in the deck and draw them out at reduced cost. So Bloodthirsty got 11 additional damage over the course of the last fight. I really do want to bias towards another Pyre Remains, but I don't care almost at all about the Remnant Banner. Merchant of Steel matters a lot, though. Gotta give you Multi-Strike Infector. I want that additional charge deco. Echo Stone. Upgrade a unit with +5 damage per gem that it sees. Versus Endless and Titano. I mean, I could Sight Knight Shard Soul Carver so I can put you in the front line. I probably should, actually. +5 damage per Echo. It's not a bad idea for the Kinhost. Yeah, and I'm not going to get another upgrade for a reasonably long time, so you can take that. Look at the Remnant unit. Burnout. 6 on Lady of the House. And you've got Dualism. No. I really don't want you. I don't want to run a second floor that's like big burnout. And I have to start including a bunch of things in the deck that actually increase that burnout. Then I have to start focusing on that floor as well, splitting off all of my infusions. I don't think that makes us much more powerful. I think like what we want for a second floor is a sacrificial floor so that we can take benefit of reforming our units. In my own personal opinion. Front numbers in each wave gains rendement 1. Let them. I got to hit up that Merchant of Arms, so yeah, I'm not going to see a Merchant of Steel for a while. Oh, gosh. Our banana broke immediately. Oh. I mean, if I'm going to be playing the Wormspine anyway, I should. I'll... Or actually, you and then Wormspine both. Wormspike hits all of the units on the enemy floor. Neat. Perfect. We have just enough echo to be able to keep some echo by the end of the round, capable of then using the Reap to take out both of the both the enemy and the collector. Okay. Molded returns our Kinhost vessel. Then Shelter, giant AoE. Well, I say giant AoE, it was like 16 health to everyone. 16 armor up. Perfect. Yeah, all I need to really do is have my hatch up as soon as I can get it. Get him, Kinhost Pupa! Show them the meaning of bloodthirst! Perfect. That's all the inspiration I'm gonna need. Yeah, the sooner I can get 2 additional pieces of equipment being pulled out on that turn 1, far better off we'll be. Well. Oh no. Soul Siphon, 0 energy, infused, consumed, spell chain. Spell chain. Fill empty echoes with echoes. Apply Ember Drain 1 to friendly units. I mean, play this on an empty floor, just fill all the echoes. Makes Etch viable on those floors. Also, here's the equipment. Echo Burn, cooldowns 2 to extract 3, but draw 2. I do really like that, but I can't give up extraction at the moment, especially early on, even if it is equipment. Wurmkin Etchings, return 5 consumed spells to the top of your draw pile. I'm also really happy to see spells that return consume piles. Don't really care about it in this fight. I'm taking the Soul Siphon. Intrinsic resin removal? No. Mortal Entrapment with double stack though. 6 turns of days, typically for a boss unit. Give me the Cavendish! Give me the Cavendish! Thank you for the Cavendish! Now, non-champion friendly units gain 3 times their base damage. I'm pretty sure that'll still affect the Kinhost Pupa when it comes out. I really hope it does. But the Shard's Hulk has at least got a decent amount of damage out of it immediately. Merchant Magic, Merchant Empyrean. I don't need another Forgotten trade. It's the Ember Drain is kind of annoying, but also I don't really have a second unit to take it. Nor a Soul Siphon. Keeping that Bloodthirsty Blade is fine. At best. Merchant Magic upgrades. I mean, there's some stuff I'd lower the cost of. Not too much else, though. Alright, I'm going over the Merchant Trinkets. At the start of battle, top floor gains a gem that can't be removed. Sure. X cost and cards that cost 3 or more. Have Permafrost also sounds good to me. Well, I mean, it only really affects 2 of my cards. One of them being Mortal Entrapment, which is very important for, and another one is all the Calcified Embers we get. I'll take the Encased Divinity. I don't want to reroll here, so I will just take the Crystallized Wing. I think we'll have another rare card before the end of the run that'll find that relevant. Bog Chrysalis. 1/1 size. Rage. Shell 5. Hatch to summon 2 Bogflies, and those Bogflies would be able to Echo Fly themselves to the floor that I care about. Perfect. Additional energy it's a foregone conclusion that we'll get to Kale and pick that up now. Oh, the Savage upgrades. I do like the Savage upgrades. I think giving Titan Skin to our frontliner with Titanite, who also has a Revenge trigger, sounds pretty good to me. Wait. Yeah, deployable. Damn. It's fine. It's just gonna mean, I mean, not only do I need an Energy Relic, but I'd really love another deployable Ember after it. If you're offering game. Oh! I forgot about this. Sick. Yeah, no, I'm just gonna judge it straight past you. Get out of here. Also, I'm not going to be able to play Bog Chrysalis or one of the Shard Soul Carvers on the first turn either, so I'll just... Weapons Cage can affect units in hand now, right? Because of the thing that the thing that they do? That really hurts. I mean, this specifically says draw, so it does have to be in your draw pile. But they just changed the other things that reference that to bias towards things from your deck, but not... Okay. It's fine. It's just annoying because it means I won't not play the Bloodthirsty Blade for a while, and it also means that the Judge's Scales are a little less powerful for us. There we are. We'll hatch our Kin Host this turn. Oh yeah, Kinhost Peeper has come out with the 22 additional damage from the Bloodthirsty Blade, but also it has 30 base damage and... Wait, why is your damage that high? That's 157 by 3. So your base damage is 30, so you should have 90 damage. But instead, you have 67 more than that. I think what this means is that the Bloodthirsty Blade equipped to the shell and then breaking that Kinhost Pupa out of its shell has the damage of equipment that was on the shell treated as base damage for Kinhost Pupa. Because this makes a lot more sense from the lens of this is 52 times 3 plus Bog Mist. But then also you've got too much damage for that, so I don't know. Maybe it's just your plus 15 that's being... Maybe it's your Bog Mist damage that's being tripled instead. Anyhow, none of that really impacts what we're going to do here. Which at the moment is... Yeah. All I really need to do is get the Ravenous Zealot below below 60 health, so it only strikes the pyre once. I mean, great opportunity to get rid of that calcify. I don't need an intrinsic spike. A Permafrost Soul Siphon, slightly more, actually. Soul Crushing Guilt, extract 3 intrinsic, retreat and apply daze 2. Intrinsic? Extract 3? No. I could take a second spike. I mean, it gets drawn into my opening hand for free because it's intrinsic, and then it just stays there until I cast it, so... It really doesn't have too much of a downside. Subsuming Blade with intrinsic, look. Subblade, I do like you. I don't like you that much. Fatal Melting with Spell Chain, dealing damage equal to unit deaths. I don't really have many unit deaths myself, and Formless Child, not interested. I really don't like Formless Child. Look, I'm willing to say that I could possibly be wrong. I just think this is way too slow to almost ever functionally do something in a deck. Like, this is more for, I think, a style of player that puts a bunch of things in their deck and then on the fly each turn and each fight figures out what the deck does. That's not how I play. I mean, in some clan combinations and some runs, maybe, but the way that I tend to bias playing is to try and figure out, this is what I can do and it will win every fight. How can I improve that or make it smoother? This just feels like it's too high cost and not a deployable. You need a unit to die and then this unit to die in order to return it with 40 additional damage. And then it's a random defeated unit, so you need no other units to die if you're targeting a specific unit. If you're not targeting a specific unit, this might just be given to a chump trash unit that doesn't really care about having plus 40 damage. So like, I ideally want to have a specific unit that wants 40 additional damage, that has died before the Formless Child, then the Formless Child dies, I get plus 40 on, the Animus of Will with 3 multi-strike, with 2 multi-strike, 3 strikes. That's where I want to be. And I just don't see you for that. It's got to be arms for all of the reasons mentioned. Prior? Ooh, I even get to look at an equipment card. Stasis Crystal? Yeah. Stasis Crystal. Nothing else there needed. I'll take the diadem as well. With Diadem, we can lower the size of the Spine Chief, and then we have the ability to, I don't know, pop another Spear Steward on that floor or something like that if we want to. I do think we're far past the point where I should be removing cards from the deck, and I do think they should probably be primitive. Well, primitive molds and Spear Stewards. Stoic Plant Mail isn't especially good for any of these units. Memorial of the Melted. No. Skippy. Unfortunate, but they're more powerful for not taking anything there. I don't want to discard too many cards because I don't want to draw any weapons. But there are also some cards that would be incredible to draw, like the... I mean, anything with Permafrost, but also especially Soul Siphon. Drawing past all of my fractures immediately. How do I feel about that? I think okay. There's our Diadem. Oh no. I didn't get the one that we need. Well, at least I'll be able to play a unit on this bottom line. Also, Bloodthirsty Blade not being played. That doesn't feel right. I think I need to merge the Bloodthirsty Blade into the Spine Chief's Exile Diadem and take advantage of your multi-strike with that. I do have a Merchant of Arms in the next area if I want to fix that. I think it's probably worthwhile. Thankfully, Malevolent Hunter dies on the top floor because they're unremovable. I have to break you out of your... Right? Yeah, you hatch. You hatch this turn. But you hatch after combat. Why does it show you still in stasis there, though? Because the equipment is re-added to you when you hatch. So it re-enters you into stasis. Right. Well. Right. gonna take an annoying amount of damage to the Chosen Sniper, unfortunately. There's our Bogflies both on the bottom line with their Bloodthirsty's Blade. That additional Reap isn't going to do anything on the top line. I think I just have to cop my 11. Or... yeah, that's it. Just get a single Bogfly up there and then fly it down later when it needs to be here. Yeah, great. That actually gives me the space for the Shard Soul I wanted to get down as well. Welcome down, Bogfly. Then Soul Siphon both the other floors, filling him entirely. I mean, when is there going to be a better time for me to get 6 turns of days? Get back down here. 7th, 8th turn of days? There's a Merchant of Arms in the final area as well. Which means if I want to take another Merchant of Steel, my final opportunity is next. And then I can use the Merchant of Arms in the final area both for an Empyrean Well dupe as well as for merging the Bloodthirsty Exiles to get them. And Spike for burnout on friendly units? No, thank you. Intrinsic Extinguish trigger? No, we also don't have any of those. And another Wurmkin Spike. It's not really what I need at all. I have enough Wurmkin Spikes that I currently am like, I guess I could play this. I'll flame for the deployment energy. We spoke about it earlier. So Steel would be upgrades for the Bog Crystallis. Fine. Shard Soul. Oh, and okay, the 2 removal actually cinches it for me. I really do have more cards to cut from this deck. Smidgy. Yeah, I'm gonna go Bog Crystallis, and I'm gonna go Smidgy. Then just start straight up cutting. Get out of here. Spear Steward. And Shield Steward. If I want to split out enemies on the first, I should probably leave a single Shield Steward in this deck at the moment. Oh, multi-strike 3. Damn, Infector, you are a great holder of the Bloodthirsty Blade. Once I purge them. Let's purge another card from this deck, but at this point, it's got to be Hallowed Drippings. I'm gonna get 2 of them out of here. I can't just keep hitting cards that do nothing in the deck. Non-boss restores 150 when they move up a floor. So ultimately, this would be the first 2 Terrifying Amalgam would hurt pretty bad. I'm gonna do it. I almost chose not to. But then I chose not to choose not to. Weapon cache. Actually, that's where the Bloodthirsty Blade should go at the moment. The diadem doesn't need to go on a specific unit right now. I'll use the diadem just to give additional health to the Bog Crystallis in the backline here. Not infused. I think I should try and infuse 3 times this turn. So that would be like Fracture, Fracture, Wurmkin Spike. Yikes. Yeah, of course the second spike does nothing. This Ragewing will die when it gets to the top floor anyway, at least. So I think I do just do still that. And there hatches our kin hosts. It only gives 20/20 additional to the kin hosts. Maybe the stasis equipment's a really poor idea, in fact. I'll hatch the kin host out. That's discouraging. I had some plans of what I was going to do here, but I think they've all had to be overwritten for the sake of this shelter now. Mortal Entrapment next turn on the Evac Gladiator to save me a lot of damage would be nice. We're all the way up to clearing bottom lines now. Great. Soul Siphon these floors. I definitely have to drip hole you. Sorry, not drip hole. A different word. Yeah, I only have one more hatch to hatch Wurmkin Spire. Get him, Pyre. Bog Crystallis, and then if you fracture yourself, you'll hatch this turn. Will you hatch or burn out first? Who knows? Only one way to figure that out. Good thing our backliners can move out of the way. Oh! What? Okay, so the Bog Crystallis ate all of the gems, and then... Oh. Stat changes, unit upgrades, and equipment. So I think the burnout counts as a stat change because it was applied to the unit. So that would explain. It probably popped out 2 bogflies, and then those bogflies immediately died. I mean, hey, if it's not broke, don't you dare consider fixing it. Let's send... Oh, right, I forgot they need echo. They need capacity for the echo flight. I did forget about that. There you go. Got him! And my 400 gold yields. Second forgotten trait, no. An ambient shard that's infused. I'm starting to come around on the idea of that, because if I pop that on a Bog Crystallis, that Bog Crystallis just explodes and gives me a lot of draw. Crushing Demise is actually a pretty fun holdover to throw on those top floors, given that we've got a couple of people that just get past us, but then can be stopped afterwards. Definitely heading to this Merchant of Arms. On deployment, draw a room card from your deck. Reduces cost to 0. So this, as I understand... Hang on. I should probably just pull up actually what it does before I say what I think and then realize that what I think was wrong. So I believe the behavior was changed to be able to target things in the hand. Now, exactly how did it do that? Dante's Footstool and the attuned Whetstone artifacts. Ember reduction now persists for the battle instead of only during deployment phase. They are now also able to draw deployable cards. However, they prefer to draw non-deployable cards if available. Neat. I like that. Gimme. I don't need gold, and I don't have burnouts units dying. And this one's just winged steel for the draw. Well, howdy. That Zone of Silence has interest. It would be set up weapons cache on the bottom floor on the first turn, use the weapons cache, and then play the Zone of Silence so that I don't have to deal with all the corruption from the enemies, and then that corruption can't get doubled because there's not all the corruption in the first place. I mean, that's golden. Bloodthirsty and Exiles need to be merged here. Gosh. I feel like one of my most essential dupes right now is Mortal Entrapment for Big Days, the bosses. I'll stick by that. And I'll remove one final card from this deck. It could be the Shield Sewer, but currently I'm just using that to cycle another card in the first turn. And realistically, Primitive Mold's not good for this deck. You butt. I'm actually kind of fine not with not drawing the Stasis Crystal, because I thought I'd have a lot more turns until the Kin Host pops out, but now it pretty much pops out instantly. Weapon Cache, Spine Chief, Shard Soul, Kin Host, Shard Soul. Hold up. Good. And then Bog at the very back. There's your damage. Bog, you can have the charge. It's great. It also gives us a infuse. Got trade for our front line. And then Zone of Silence to replace our room. Oh my god, we're hatching. We're literally hatching turn one. Disgusting behavior. Oh, I'm so pleased. Look, let's just see if I can get enough Bog Crystallis to hatch as well. I don't think that's going to be the case, though. I'm going to play our Infused so that I can then shelter for a little bit more. Yeah, this definitely has to hatch the Bog Crystallis. It's not telling me that it's going to do that, but it absolutely should. I don't think it then passes the corruption to our newly summoned units. I don't think that should be the case, because it doesn't transfer buffs and debuffs. It transfers upgrades, which is why the burnout still got given to it. Yeah, okay, that works. Soul Siphon for the next two floors, Maul Entrapment for the boss. And then basically the rest of this is whatever I want it to be. So, oh, I love this. Bogfly, draw me two cards. Do I like those? Primitive Molds. Oh, the Bogflies also can't fly anymore. Right, of course. Whoa, 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 whoa. Do you think I'm done with you? Get the hell back down here, buddy. I'll tell you when we're done. What the hell did I say to you, buddy? Get back down here. Really trying to embarrass me in front of all my enemies. I don't want you thinking that just because you're not on my floor, you're allowed to attack, okay? Yeah, good. Supplicant already dies before it gives me anything. I really like the Shard Soul Carver with the Forgotten Trade. Because it says, every time I get hit, I gain a gem, which is relevant for all of the floor, but also I inspire because I gained a gem, so every time I get hit, I get 3 damage and 3 armor. And this unit has Titan Skin and Titanite, so it barely takes any damage. So you're just buffing my unit when you attack? Very kind. Very kind of you. Anyway, 22 turns of days now for Seraph Eternus. The Dominion fight against Seraph Eternus is basically all about how you prevent the corruption that it applies from doubling, because on strike, the Seraph doubles the corruption of the unit that it hits, which is the front-friendly unit. So sometimes that's accomplished with Daze. Sometimes it's accomplished with Descend and Ascend, just moving it off your floor. Sometimes it's accomplished with Chump Block. Sometimes it's accomplished with, you know, having a unit on each floor so that the Seraph spends significantly less time on each floor, so it's fewer doubles. Obviously quite glad to see how well it worked out here. Also, not for nothing, but that Cavendish still hasn't been destroyed, and even if it dies in the middle of the next fight, my units get affected by it still. Well, I can still equip the ambient thing. that's fine. It's 0 cost, so I can still put it on the unit that wants to wear it. Speaking of, get us a tiny little spine sheet. Oh, look how cute. Hold up. I just realized I should get all my Inspire units on the field before I start playing any of the things that can inspire them. Right, let's start this fight. Okay. Now. Shard Soul Carver. Spine Chief. Crystallis. Second Shard Soul Carver. Kin Host. Then I play my infused things. Because they'll inspire 2 units at the same time. And then I can replace this with the Zone of Silence. Go, go, go! Oh, yeah. Soul... No, I don't want to give this much Amber Drain to the bottom line. Soul Siphon. Our other 2 lines. Yeah, hell, I'll go all the way. Let's throw... Fracture. Fracture. A Wurmkin Spike. And then Shelter as well. So that'll get our Kin Host hatch this turn. Oh, there's also 3 towards the Bog Crystallis. I mean, Pyrelight needs to be played every turn, so it's going to be difficult to find the room for Mortal Entrapment. Do I just drip ball savagery all the way back down here? No. Unfortunately, I gotta drip fall a couple of these enemies, so I don't have to worry about them killing me. Sure. Grand. How much? 24 additional. Take some damage on this turn. I don't. Oh wow, that had much larger of an impact on savagery than I thought it would. I don't think drawing cards without ambient charge is appropriate at the moment. I think I just want to keep it. So it's just next cycle will end up killing savagery, but also that Reap is going to do another 100 damage, 150 over the course of the next couple of floors. It's fine. It should end up... it and Entropy should end up dying basically around the same time that Dominion does. I don't really let the enemies attack that much, so I'll let them do what they want on the bottom line. I'll even incant down there. I'm wild. Oh, right, of course. I also have a silence on the bottom line, so I don't have to worry about the enemy incants at all. They're sick. They might all go down on exactly the same turn at this rate. Okay, that's you two. And now we just need to work on Dominion. Oh, you can get charged echoes up in the pyre room. Oh, I just assumed you couldn't. Well, oh well, oh well. That'll make you a little easier to deal with. And that'll do it at the end of the turn as well. Grand. I'll drip ball you so I don't have to deal with taking any more damage. And send it. Woo! So yeah, I just need to quickly lose with them once to get the jimmies out of the system. And then I can have a wildly busted run on the second. Echoes of Greatness. Achievement unlocked. Win a run with all covenants on Wurmkin. Oh no. I did level up to 2, so I would have unlocked a card that I didn't see, unfortunately. Or 2 cards. Well, 2 cards. No, a card and a relic, right? Echo Bloom. A room. 3 ember. Gain 4 empty echo slots. And gain an echo. And then Bloom Burst. The ability Bloom Burst. Oh god. Gain 4 echoes with a cooldown of 4. You are thrilling. Because gaining 4 will trigger Inspire 4 times as well. You would have been incredible in that run. Force Contamination, 1 ember to extract 3, but you apply melee weakness 2. Yeah. That's definitely worth. In the right run, of course. And then Mind Horde. Increase the empty capacity of charged echoes by 1 on each floor. We also hit level 4. Bog Deep Cocoon! Yes! 2 ember, 3 size. Sorry, 2 ember, 2 size. Shell 12. Hatch summons the Bog Wurmling. So this takes a whole lot of work to get, but the Bog Wurmling is a trample unit. It is 4 size, and on Etch it gains 15/15 additional stats. Also, it has 90 damage and 60 health by base. I remember loving the hell out of this unit in the first game. Ugh! Accelerated incubation. Remove 3 shell from eggs. Yes, that's going to make it so much easier. Just get that and spell chain? God forbid you get that and spell chain. You managed to master a total of only 10 cards here. Hey, one more than we mastered in the last run with Railforged. Of course, there's so many more still yet unseen that we'll get to explore in the next episode. Until then, though. By the way, actually, let me bait the hook. Next episode, we're going into Soul Savior mode for the first time. And I'll get to figure out what it even is. Until then, though. My name has been Rhapsody. The name of the game has been Monster Train 2, Divinity of the Railforged. Top left is a series playlist for all my content, upcoming past, present, and future YouTube recommendations. Down below, streaming past, are the names of the people so generously supporting the Republic on patreon.com/RhapsodyPlays. I wrap up the thank you, and a special thanks this episode to Corbo. Hopefully you'll all be enjoying yourselves, and hopefully see you all next time.